Alright guys, welcome back. This is the HD pregame show. We are down now to game number 3. 2 games already going for IdrA's favor. NonY falling 0-2 so far in this best of 5 series. That means if IdrA wins one more, he is going to advance on to the finals and NonY will drop to 3rd place. Talking about the last match a little bit, it looks like NonY tried his infamous Phoenix build that he used to such great effect against Moonglade. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well against IdrA. IdrA just said, I'm going to macro up Hydras, no problem. And he took out that Phoenix rush and that 3-gate rush, no problem. And so eventually he just counterattacked. That was the end of that. Now we are going to be moving on to game number 3. First map was Kulos Ravine. Second map was Scrap Station. Third map is going to be Metalopolis. Make sure to check out our sponsor as always. It is IdrA. Go to Google, type in IdrA, visit their website, and check out the application.
One thing to note is that if NonY does get knocked out here, it will be NonY versus the little one in the in the 3rd place match, and then it will be HDH versus IdrA. But anything can happen. We could have a reverse kill here, which is what we saw before. So IdrA shouldn't, get too excited yet until this entire series is over. But it should be starting here right about now as we are loaded up. And so HD, you take this one away.
Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be game number 3 between IdrA and NonY. And IdrA already up 2-0 has actually spawned in the bottom position, NonY spawning at the top position, and this map is going to be Metalopolis. Now I do want to say, according to these map spawns, I think this favors IdrA a little bit because he's a macro-oriented player. If you look on the right side of the map, there's just this half-moon crescent that IdrA can expand to. He can take this natural expansion, then he can proceed to take the 5 o'clock, and then the 3, and then the 2. He can really expand at will towards the entire bottom right-hand corner of the map, and that's exactly what we're probably going to see IdrA do this game.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that whatsoever. I mean, yeah, just working his way back around counterclockwise, taking up the entire side. And with this mass Hydra, it could definitely work. I gotta say, though, we have not been plugging our sponsor, IdrA. They are awesome. They're the ones bringing a rematch of the TSL, IdrA versus NonY. So, of course, thanks to them. And hopefully, this game can be a little bit, more intense here. I think NonY really has to change his game plan. And I'm curious to see what he has planned for this map.
Yeah, good point there, Husky, as we have not been congratulating and thanking our sponsor. So to all the viewers out there, we're approaching the end of the entire tournament, and it would be grateful, we would be hugely grateful if you guys could just pause the video, pause the stream right now, and just go check out the go to Google and type in IdrA and support the sponsor that is basically promoting esports in the West. If you guys want to see StarCraft 2 make it big on the scene, make sure to go ahead and do that. And so, getting back to this game, what do you think we're going to see NonY do, Husky?
I'm still surprised that he's going the exact same sort of builds he has gone before. And where this... Yeah, okay, he is sending out a drone scout. I was going to say, where is he expanding there? But he is actually going to be scouting it there with the drone and then getting his expansion. So yeah, he is going exactly the same thing. I mean, why change it if it's not... If NonY hasn't had an answer for what's really pretty standard play from IdrA. And so I'm still surprised to see NonY get these same build orders. I mean, it just seems like he would be able to handle Mass Hydra a little bit better, but he's gonna... I don't know what to expect at this point because his Phoenix Ace card, it was more of like a 2 because it didn't quite work out. And so, I don't know. I'm interested to see if NonY can pull it together and make something happen here.
Yeah, not quite an ace, perhaps a deuce or maybe something lower. I think NonY, to counter Hydralisk, really just the basic counter unit to Hydras is the Colossus. That's the basic unit in the Protoss arsenal that completely hard counters the Hydras. So perhaps NonY is going to focus a little bit more on getting a faster Colossus, perhaps 2-gate Robo this game, or something along those lines, because like you said, that Phoenix build I think is successful. I think he came really close in game number 2 to defeating IdrA, but IdrA was just able to hold his composure, and it just all unraveled from there for NonY. So I don't know, NonY's got to make something happen though.
Yeah, game number 2, it's so crucial to point out that NonY's play was phenomenal. I mean, he got up that ramp, he blocked up the entire army, but then he killed like a handful of drones, more than a handful, more like a bucket full, and then he still ended up getting owned by IdrA's macro. So that's why I think it is important for him to hurt IdrA in the early game, which is where you take advantage of him most. So far, he's not looking to do that, as IdrA's just been macroing right along. We look at his units, he's got 2 Zerglings. Big surprise there. That's what he's been doing this whole time. And so I would say the favorite here to win right now is going to be IdrA. He's scouted those 3 gateways, and he knows exactly what to expect. So are we going to see Mass Hydra again? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to see that Stargate build coming out from NonY, because last game he actually threw up the Stargate after 1 gate and then proceeded to throw down the extra gateways. So this game, we're probably going to see something similar to game number 2, and that is where he might make a push out after this warp gate finishes. He's going to warp in a lot of units and then make a push, and then during that timing attack, when he pushes, he's going to throw down the Nexus and then follow with the robotics facility. So I think that's what we're going to see this game. Don't quote me on that, but it seems like NonY is basically playing along that same standard again.
He is at least grabbing an early expansion. Last game we saw he didn't get any expansion. I was going to say if he's going to push out off this 3-gate timing attack, it would just be over, because IdrA is going to be expecting it, especially since getting that drone scout in there for so long. So I think the only thing NonY can do is just hope for a miracle here, as he is going to be expanding here. This expansion is going to be heavily delayed compared to his opponent IdrA. I mean, just look at the income tab. 1,000 for IdrA there, and only 800-ish there for NonY. So NonY, I'm sure he's got himself out of worse situations before. He's really going to have to work for it, though. Getting that robotics pretty standard, and we're just kind of waiting here to see who's going to be the aggressor first. It does look like IdrA actually has quite a few Zerglings, though.
Yeah, and speed is just now finishing for IdrA. IdrA is going to push in here, and it's difficult for sentries to defend this Nexus because it's so wide out in the open. Oh, these Stalkers are going to get surrounded. I think a Stalker is going to go down, but the sentry force fields spamming their way to victory, and the Zerglings are actually going to all go down without taking too many, doing too much damage to NonY. He does lose a couple of Zealots and a Stalker. So I think both players traded off pretty evenly there, as now NonY is just now getting his expansion saturated. Looking back at IdrA's base, he does have the layer up, and do we have a Hydralisk den going down? Yes, we do.
Okay, so